I preach everywhere. I believe if I go overseas to preach, Mount Moriah will be right behind me. Be mad. They're going to go wherever I go. There is a word from the Lord. Just for a few minutes, Pastor Smith is special to me. He know that. He has always did what he's doing right now. Every time he see me, he give me a book, and he signs the book. This book is Theology You Can Count On by Tony Evans. To all these preachers, want to say hey to y'all. I have a word, but I know what it's like when you need food. Take your medicine. I know that we need bread from the table as well as we need bread from heaven. This is emotional for me. Michael, I wanted to talk about crunch time. From basketball game. What happens at crunch time? It's crunch time right now. You are my little brother, my pastor. Has always been there for me. Smoking crack and shooting up heroin. I had been in the church, but I relapsed and backslid. And I went out like the prodigal son, trying to have a good time and got myself in a mess. I did not know Quintin because he was a little boy. He was with my sister Eunice and Stanker. But I knew the role of a pastor. I had been up under Warford, I had been up under Swanson, and they would preach about hell. Hell. You're going to hell if you don't do this, and you're going to hell if you don't do that. Never heard a message about grace nor mercy. And one of the greatest qualities God could leave here was mercy. I wish I had some folk that ain't been saved all of their lives. Yeah. See. This thing is so particular and so powerful, because it suggests that it was tailor-made just for a sinner like me. Now you can holler anytime you get ready. I'm not going to be here long, but I'm the one that jumped as far as he could and landed in the ditch, but God brought me out. I'm the one that mama prayed for, that I stayed on her mind, not because she wanted to, but because she had to. Can I help somebody right quick? You see, one thing about a praying mother, they have an assignment when they give birth to an assignment. See, and my assignment, my mother couldn't put her hand on it, but she knew there was something about her child. I need some help. Can you come a little closer for me? So mama's job was to pray and have faith, but she knew sooner or later crunch time was going to come. One thing about crunch time, you got halftime. Can I just help y'all right quick? See, I was caught up in halftime because my second half was going to be greater than my first half. Here's the thing, God don't allow us to know it because we'll take credit and get big-headed. I wish Paul was here, because Paul would say, Lord, you know who I am. I am a bad man, but you done sent something to me to mess me up in my flesh. You sent a thorn. And because me and you, we close, I done wrote half of the New Testament. I ought to be able to come to you and you do what I asked you to do. In other words, he's saying, Lord, you owe me for what I have done for you. Y'all ain't gonna help me preach right here? So he said, Lord, I done come to you and asked you to remove the thorn from my flesh. You didn't do it. I come again and ask you, I said, Lord, now I'm about to get an attitude now. I want you to move this that you allowed the devil to bring to stop my growth. Have I got a witness in him? Then he come back the third time and asked him, and Lord still didn't answer his prayer, or did he? He answered the prayer at the beginning of the text. He said, lest I be what? Exalted above men. I wish I had somebody that putting all their clout in what they drive and what they live in, how much money they got to buy. Lest I get the big head. And see, I stopped by to let you know something. Things happen in halftime in your life where God will not allow no spectators. He won't allow spectators, but he will allow enemies. Have I got a witness here? Because you don't have a footstool unless you got an enemy. Somebody gonna catch that on their way home. A footstool is something that'll help you not to reach, but for God to put you in a place where he can have a one-on-one conversation with you. And so while I'm there, in halftime, I call Pastor Q.R. Smith. Can I have 2 more minutes and I'm gone? Just to show you how God works. You have to be careful how you treat a stranger. I've just got through dealing with death itself, because death tried to kill me December 18, 1989. Right there on Ronald Benton Road. Y'all do remember, right? When it broke my neck in 3 places, broke my right leg in 21, my left leg in 19. Doctor wanted to cut off my right leg and said I would never walk again. I'm in a coma, come out of a coma. I'm paralyzed for 9.5 months. Y'all better help me in this house. And here I am that I outlived the doctor. Everybody in the car that was with me, they dead and gone. I'm the only one still here because of the assignment. You need to look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I wonder, are you here because you're a church member, or are you here because you got a relationship with God? Pat your neighbor on the shoulder and say, look here, membership don't get you platinum. I'm a platinum member. And so death thought he had me. Do I have a witness in here? Is there anybody in beside me that has been dead in your stuff? And your stuff tried to keep you dead, but because of Sunday morning, what happened on Friday evening, because he got a... So I would call, don't push me. So I would call Kiara. In spite of all the mood-altering substances that I had in me, can I get some cocaine snorters to stand up? Can I get some ex-crackheads to stand up? Can I get some ex-alcoholics to stand up? See, y'all gonna make me call the record in a minute. Can I get some ex-hoes to stand up? Can I get some ex-whores to stand up? Can I get some ex-liars to stand up? You ain't stood up yet. Can I come down your road? Can I get in some folks that done character assassinated somebody? Huh? I'm just trying to make sure we do inventory. Because if you have not had a test, you don't have no testimony. Somebody shout, I am a living testimony. Can I bring you just a little closer, y'all? Smith taught me. Kathy would ask him, she said, who is that? He said, it's Ronnie. He has never called me Ronald in my whole life. And he would say, that's Ronnie. And she would say, after a few minutes, get off the phone. He said, I can't get off the phone. There she is right there. And I would tell him everything that he's doing wrong. He don't know nothing about no preaching. He don't know nothing about no Bible. I'm sick and tired of you getting up there talking that talk. I wish I had some help in here. And in spite of everything that I said to belittle him, seemed like he got taller. Can I just make it short right quick? One thing about a shepherd, he knows his sheep. You ain't got to like him, but he got to love you. And love will lift you up. Been to school, know how to preach, got it together, got the sermon together, and the Lord kept saying, boy, you just going to have to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Here is the gospel. And I'm gone. Here's the gospel. And Smith got it. He knows how to teach it. He knows how to help you how to reach it. I call him Smith, but y'all know that's Pastor Smith. Because we're brothers. Here's the gospel in a nutshell, and I'm gone. For God so loved the world. John 16. John 3:16. Ain't that what I said? I've had a birthday. I said, is that John finna have another? John 3:16. That's the gospel all in itself. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son that what? Shall not perish, but what? That's what he believed in. And I'm gone. But can I say this right quick and I'm gone for real? When a person can look past you and see what's keeping them is keeping you, and reach out, look beyond your faults, and treat you like you're a child of God in your drunken state, he is a man of God. And man, I stand here, I stand tall because I'm on his back. I was here for a season. Met my wife. She come through here. She was here when I got out of rehab. She was under his leadership. She left a church in Memphis called Oak Hill, I think, Oak something, out there on 64. She was out there anyway, and came here to this church. Met Perk right there. There he is, Perk. Met Perk. And he says that we finna have a deacon class. And we're going to have Perk to do the teaching. Me, Vic Stewart, Michael Benton, C.D. Millington, the one that owed me for cutting trees. He didn't pay me all my money. Had me pulling tree limbs. Amen. Wouldn't even give me enough to buy me a bottle of wine. I was out there in the streets then. You remember that, right? Look at him. Low down preacher. Amen. Low down, y'all. Look here. Hold on. So when I met Greta, it was love at first sight. Just got out of rehab. See Mama out there laughing at me, but that's all right. That's all right. I went to rehab so God can get the first stage of ministry out of me. The first stage is to learn how to treat yourself. Y'all missed a good time to shout, I promise you that. See, I was dogging out somebody that did not belong to me. And God could not get his best out of me until he reconditioned so he could reposition me for the ministry that was at hand. And so when I got through talking to Smith, me and him, Smith, he always in that book, right? I'm going to say this, y'all, we going on home. We're going over here and eat some chicken. And I want you preachers to hear this real good. I want you to hear this. I got scared. I got scared what was in me God wanted to bring out of me. I knew it was there. I knew it was there. And I knew how precious it was. And I knew that you could not play with what God has birthed in you, because it's a matter of life and death. I hope you preachers are hearing me right quick. And then he taught me that. So when the Lord asks me, you know, he will ask you. I said he will ask you. It's in the text unless you tore it out. He said, I stand at the door and knock. Yeah, he don't tear the door down. He said, I knock. And then all of a sudden, I get up to tell the church, my wife is already in Great Lakes. We packing up, getting ready to go, Perkins, you hear me? They done gave us some orders. I done fell in love with this girl, and the preacher that I really need to help me in my life, I'm getting ready to be separated from. And so I get up and say, we're having a barbecue cookout at my mama's house on Hamlet Road and blackout. And when I come back to, I've just announced my calling. Because if I had stayed in my right mind, I never would have accepted. I called Greta to tell Greta what had happened. I said, baby, I got to tell you something. Something happened to me. She said, something happened to me too. I said, what happened to you? She said, I had a dream. I said, I had one too. I said, what's your dream? She said, tell me what happened. I said, I just got called to preach the gospel. She said, I dreamed last night that you got called to preach. He knew it all the time. And I'm proud to stand up here beside this man. And let me let you in on a little secret. God can turn things around at crunch time. You got to understand perseverance. You got to stay in shape and keep your mind on Christ, because there's a season for all of us. And I want to personally tell you, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I get to Great Lakes, and then come to find out I had to be ordained to do what God wanted me to do in Great Lakes. I had to come back here to First Baptist to get with the man that saw me eating out of the garbage can. He saw me shooting up heroin in my arm behind Chisholm Trail grocery store. He said, Pastor Smith, when he gets ready to be ordained, you called me. I want to do the preaching. Nobody in this world loved this church more than me. I've been a member of this church ever since I was in my mama's womb. I'm going to be 69 years old come June. I've never, ever joined another church. Never. I've always been on the road right here. And when Hill came and preached, he said, preacher, I knew that you had something in you. And man, I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I don't care what nobody else say. We done had us some run-ins, some up-downs and down-ups. We done had, but we've always been in love. And on behalf of Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church, the daughter church of Mount Moriah with the pastor, we love you. Where my man at? Gospel folk, where he here? He gone? He got a microphone. I want you to leave here believing that God gonna take care of you. Smith never highlighted a person. He always highlighted his church. And we're touching and agreeing today that it's not going to be a hostile environment, that this pulpit searching committee is going to be well put together. The search is not going to be hard. You see all the men over there, I got some more. All of them are standing in agreement. And y'all, I'm done. I really somebody want to join this church? Wow. 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 Can I help somebody right quick? I don't know how many of you have been wrestling and fighting with the devil. The devil trying to take you out. But I got a couple witnesses here, especially my brother Michael. Y'all know my wife will. 2 people in any marriage is too many people. So we're just one person, one body. But the devil has been trying to kill me. 5 heart attacks, 6 stents, massive heart attacks. I'm still here. Everybody that I shot up dope with, all of us had hepatitis C. I had it so bad I couldn't even see, couldn't even walk. And I went to the altar and talked to the Lord with my pastor. And I'm delivered, I'm healed, I have no hepatitis. Matter of fact, before I leave, I've already bragged to Mount Moriah. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said if he wouldn't see it himself, he wouldn't even believe it, that I'm still here. All I'm trying to say is whatever God has called you to do, get rid of the foolishness and do it now. Amen. Well, y'all do me a favor. Will y'all stand all over this place and give Quintin R. Smith a hand clap of praise. 34 years. 34 years.
To God be the glory.